Yeah, I got very rigorous training at that early stage. I think interestingly, when he started painting, he worked mostly in oil. Um, yeah, it's a little mysterious to me how he turned to watercolor, but of course, one of the interesting things is he really handled watercolor uh, as though it was a major artistic statement. And I might say that if you think of American art in international terms, actually watercolor is where American artists have achieved their greatest achievements. That, Winslow Homer, John Singer Sargent, Edward Hopper, these are people who are preeminent in watercolor, and there's no one in Europe who achieved comparable statements in the medium. Well, I think he came back to visit his grandmother. He was there at the end of the period where New England farming was still a viable business. And I mean, I think what is intriguing about it, because Loring was always a very cheerful, upbeat, positive, encouraging person, but there's clearly a sense of loss of, and also the struggle he went through being dyslexic. And I might say that another tragedy of his life is that he had a younger brother, Lindsay, who died of appendicitis when he was a student at Middlesex, and I think just 13 or 14 years old. So this is someone, who's living life in a very positive way, but also has a deep sense of the tragic aspect of life. And I think that there's that quality, you might almost call it New England grit, where things are not good and you just kind of tighten your belt and you move forward as best you can.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the underlying spirit of many of these paintings. I think really the main thing to say is that they should just come to the show and look at the things. And I mean, I think what's interesting about art is that you can talk about it up to a certain point, but talking about it is really just setting the stage for looking at it. And, what I try to do as a teacher or writer, as an art historian, is not to pretend that you can ever reduce a painting to words, but to use words to get people to start looking carefully. And everyone takes away kind of different things. But anyway, I think he's a wonderful painter and caught a moment of New England and, even more largely captured a quality of America, which we certainly haven't lived up to all the time, but maybe can be inspiring to us.